With the 20th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos made a move that few saw coming. Instead of targeting a running back or addressing a more obvious roster need, they went with Texas defensive back Jahdae Barron. And while it's not the pick that gets headlines buzzing, it's one that demands a closer look. What's up, buddies? Welcome back. If you are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We cover all AFC West news here on this channel. Barron wasn't part of the mainstream draft conversation around Denver, but his resume is hard to ignore. A first-team All-American, All-SEC selection, and the winner of the Jim Thorpe Award as college football's best defensive back. He finished his final season with 5 interceptions, 16 pass breakups, and played with the kind of poise that only comes from 5 years in a top-tier program. What really sets Barron apart, though, is his versatility. He didn't just line up at corner, he played everywhere. Texas used him in a hybrid star role, moving him between outside corner, nickel, and safety. That kind of flexibility is rare, and clearly Denver valued it highly. Now, let's be real. This isn't a physically dominant player. Barron doesn't have elite length or size, and he isn't going to blow you away athletically. He ran a 4.39 at the combine, which is solid but not spectacular. But his game isn't about measurables. It's about instincts, awareness, and consistency. He's the type of player who's always around the football, who understands leverage, who doesn't panic in coverage. He's a technician, and those guys tend to stick. The pick raises some fair questions. Where does he fit in a defense that already has Ja'Quan McMillian, one of the top slot corners in the league? Maybe this is about depth. Maybe it's about insurance. Maybe it's about competition. But it's also clear that Denver sees more than just a nickel corner here. They see a defensive weapon they can deploy across the secondary. Still, it's impossible to ignore what Denver didn't do. They passed on running backs like Omarion Hampton and TreVeyon Henderson, guys many thought would be targets at number 20. If they don't land a quality back on day 2, this pick will face even more scrutiny. Because while Barron might end up being a high-floor contributor, positional value and roster construction still matter. But if the Broncos' front office is telling the truth, that they didn't expect Barron to be available at 20, that he was one of the highest-rated players on their board, then this pick starts to come into focus. Sometimes the board falls in a way that forces your hand, and if you're going to be forced into a corner, pun intended, it helps when that corner is a team captain, a Thorpe Award winner, and a guy who can contribute on day 1 in multiple roles. It's a calculated swing. It's not flashy. It's not going to light up social media. But it's a smart football move, one that values instinct, flexibility, and long-term secondary depth over short-term excitement. If Barron lives up to his tape, Denver may have just quietly secured a foundational piece on defense. My grade to this pick, B-. The value is there. The talent is there. The fit, that's the part we'll be watching closely.